Well, today we're talking about how I could have cost myself $1 million. $1 million from drinking. Can you believe it? You have to stick around for this story, I can tell you. Hi there, welcome to Hymie's Place. I'm glad you could join me again. It's so much fun. Thank you to all the subscribers that keep coming in. And the new subscribers, I've got to say thank you very much. We're getting up there now. But we'll get more, don't you worry. Today, what are we talking about? Oh, by the way, if you want to subscribe, I know it's here, isn't it? Down there, somewhere there, right? You can get that. Yeah, so become a subscriber and you too can hear the words of wisdom that comes out of Hymie's mouth. And I'm Hymie, pleased to meet you. We'll go into a Hymie stories. After my last sailing story, I had a bit of a response, so I thought I'd share another one with you. And it's funny because I was talking to a mate last night, and this is how this come about. We all know the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, obviously. Well, because of restrictions of COVID and so forth, they've come to Queensland, where I live. They're just down the road on the Gold Coast. They're filming here because we've got a great little place. So they've come up from Melbourne and Sydney, and they're coming to Gold Coast, and they're filming Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So you can put your applications in. And I was putting my application in last night because I thought I'd give it another go, because I've actually been on the show before, a long time ago. A friend of mine put me in for it. I didn't know it was happening. He just happened to put me in, and away we went. Well, what happened was I was actually driving out of the driveway, and next thing I get this call back, this holler back from my ex-business partner, and says, come here. And I get the phone call, so I get on the phone, and it's the Who Want to Be a Millionaire crew. Now they ask you 10 questions, and if you get the questions right, then the 10th question is always something that's obscure, like mine was the speed of light. How much is the speed of light? How fast is the speed of light? So it's a sort of a bit of a guess, so they go the closest to it gets it. So anyway, I got the 10 questions right, and I got pretty close on the last one, so I got invited to Melbourne. Come down to Melbourne, all expenses paid for me and my business partner. Went down to Melbourne, put up in a hotel, picked up a limousine at the airport. It was all flash, it was all fantastic. Who wants to be a millionaire? Living the life of a millionaire. It was great. So anyway, Melbourne being my old stomping grounds, Victoria was where I was brought up. I had lots of friends. So didn't get down there very often in those days. So what do? I call up my friends to come to the hotel and have a bit of a shindig. Wow, when did you know it? Many bottles of bourbons later, many hours later, right, we partied out until about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning in this hotel room, and we were drunk as skunks. There's no other way of putting it. I was drunk as a skunk. I was hammered. I did manage to get about an hour or two sleep before the wake-up call. So anyway, wake-up call was about 7 o'clock in the morning. We had to go off to the studios. So we get the wake-up call, a quick shower, and duck downstairs, and I had a mate with me, and he's got hairs all up all over the place, and he's all messed up, and I'm trying to be as joyful as I can, but I am shattered. I'm still drunk. You know, I reckon I'm still drunk. We had a lot of bottle of bourbon that night, a lot of bottle of whiskies, and you know, it was a crazy night. Anyway, as I'm walking downstairs, and I'm meeting some of the other contestants that have been brought in there as well, and this one guy, very good and proper type of chap, looked like he could have been a professor or something. I don't know exactly what he was. Says, did you hear those people all night last night? I got no sleep. I got none of this and none of that, and I'm there. I'm like, yeah, I know, they done the same to me. Oh, look at my eyes, it's terrible. But it was me. Oh, for the poor bugger. I kept him up all night. He ought to be in my head. My head was pounded. Anyway, we get over to the studio. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. Straight into makeup, little thing on, all makeup on and everything else. And we sat around and we waited. And my head was getting worse, and my head was getting worse. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. So midday come, and we weren't allowed to leave. We had to eat at the television station canteen. We weren't allowed to get out. But nobody could give me any Panadol or paracetamol or headache powders or anything like that to solve this headache of mine. So I actually sneaked out, and I found a little shop, and I bought a couple of headache tablets, and I went back in, and it was all good. So anyway, I'm sitting around, and And from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we get fed again. And so here's 2 meals, and I'm like, well, what are we doing? It's been a long day. And me, there's nowhere to sleep or rest. I know I'm just, I could have died. I was feeling pretty ragged. Anyway, come 11, they finally start taping the shows. And there was 2 shows being taped. And mine was the second show. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, so I'm there and I'm like, oh my God. So by the time I got to sit down in a little chair, in the old days they used to have the buttons there, you know, A, B, C, D for A, B, C, D. By the time I sit down in the chair, there's some carryover guy and he's there and he's rattling off a few questions, and the next thing, okay, we're all ready to go. And the question was there, and I was like, okay, ready to go. And the question was something about Canada and Alaska. On the screen, when you look at the question, it says answer A, B, C, D. If you can follow, A, B, C, D. So they're sort of horizontal to each other. Okay, but on the pad where you press the buttons, they were A, B, C, D, so they were vertical to each other. So me, being all confused and drunk and hungover, I meant to press C, but I pressed B because B was where C was, or once or vice versa, and C was where B was. A and D virtually stayed the same, but the other two were mixed up from what you're seeing on the screen to what you're seeing on the buttons. So I pressed the wrong button. I had the fastest finger, but I knew the answer, but I pressed the wrong button. So anyway, I sat there and I'm like, and I'm sort of kicking myself. And the guy that got in, he got so many easy questions. So many easy questions. I think there was only one question about Rip Van Winkle and how long did he sleep. I think that might have got me, because I think I might have just answered it, because I thought it was 40 years, you know, where they get 40 winks from, but it's not, it's 20. So, but I didn't know that at the time. If I had got it, was $125,000 that I would have got to. And I no wonder I've got no hair. That'll teach me to drink. I told you, in past videos I used to be a big drinker. So, what, did I lose $1 million? Oh, we're never going to know. Might get another chance. I'll put the application in for this one. I don't drink anymore. Oh, very likely if I do. So I don't drink anymore, so this time I can go to the place sober. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to get a call back, but you never know. You know, you're like in a big city. But anyway, that's just another quick story of a part of my life. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hey, think about subscribing. If you are a subscriber, thanks for hanging around. If you're a new subscriber, yeah, there's more of this to come. Don't worry, you'll get there. Okay, so look, thanks for your time. I really do appreciate it. Share, like, comment, do all those things. It'll make everybody happy. And if I get lots of more subscribers on YouTube, I might not need Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I can become a YouTube millionaire. All right, have a great day. See you later.